Yeah, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody, wherever you are based on your geographic location. Today, I'm talking about the role and importance of bull-driven oils, Ghani oils in Dr. Khadar Valli's various protocols. The aim of this talk is to create awareness about the natural oils for holistic health. And before I start talking, I want to make some disclaimers. The talk I'm giving, it is not related to my NHS job, and it is a purely lifestyle advice, but it is not any medical advice. And also, my advice will not interfere in your standard NHS or medical treatments, or it doesn't interfere any of your medications if you are taking. So these are the contents of my presentation. First, I'll describe why this presentation now. I'm giving it now, and also I'll discuss about the role and importance of fatty acids in health, and the truth about the refined oils and the industry narratives that were created. And then I will move on to the what are the natural oils and how they help to protect or restore health. And also then I'll talk about the benefits of the different oils and oils, how they are prescribed in Dr. Khadar Valli's protocol and costings of the oil. And then finally, we will have a chance for FAQ. So the aim of this webinar, as many of you are aware, Dr. Khadar Valli was in this country only last month, and we have conducted several events across several cities. We have about 15 to 18 events conducted total, and each slot is about 2 hours only, and therefore it didn't give us much chance to talk about to share his entire wisdom. So, Dr. Khadar Valli could cover about the millets and other lifestyle changes, but he didn't get chance to talk much about the oils. So, therefore, uh, now I'm receiving so many queries about the oils, and I can clearly see there is not awareness about the oils in Dr. Khadar Valli's recent visit. So, therefore, I have taken up this task of creating awareness about these oils. And by now, most of you are very familiar with this protocol book. The protocol book, if you have gone through, then it describes about the do's and don'ts. And in the don'ts, it clearly says, categorically, it says all machine processed oils and refined oils should be prohibited. This is simply because the refined oils are slow poisons, according to Dr. Khadar Valli. So now we will see what are these fats and fatty acids and how they are important in human health. Now, these fatty acids or fats play an important role in each and every part of our body. For example, if you take the nervous system, the neurons, the nerve cells are covered with a sheath called myelin sheath, and this myelin sheath is rich of these fatty acids and the lipids. So therefore, if you are not supplying good quality of the fatty acids, in the health of the myelin sheath will be affected. That will lead to various neurological conditions such as ADHD or dementia, Parkinson's disease, and so many health issues. And then the fatty acids play an important role as building blocks for each and every cell membrane in the body. Each cell is covered with cell membrane, and these fatty acids are integral parts of these cell membranes. And these fatty acids play an important role in the endocrine system. Many of the hormones in the body are composed of these fatty acids. This includes both male hormones and as well as female hormones. So therefore, if you are not supplying good quality of fatty acids in your diet, means the hormonal health endocrine system is also affected. And majority of the brain is composed of this fat and fatty acids. So here I'm talking about the importance of fatty acids in brain development. The majority of the composition of the brain is composed of these fatty acids. So therefore, the fatty acids are important in brain development also. Yeah. And then these fatty acids are reserves of energies. The fatty acid metabolism will release the ATP molecules. These are nothing but the energy molecules. And also the fatty acids, these line the gastrointestinal system. So therefore, they are very essential for the effective absorption of nutrients. And if you go back to, if you all remember high school biology, there are fat soluble vitamins and also water soluble vitamins. So these fat and fatty acids are very essential for the effective absorption of these fat soluble vitamins. Now, traditionally, actually, the food is a good source of fatty acids. Traditionally, when we were extracting the oils by this natural method, that is bull-driven method, we our diet is composed of is supplying all the essential fatty acids. But unfortunately, and when during this natural extraction process, all the nutrients are preserved, and so therefore the body was getting nutrients. But about 50 years ago or so, the industry has started narratives. For example, the coconut oil has got a cholesterol, and the groundnut oil or the peanut oil has got aflatoxins, therefore they should not be used. And there, that gives rise to the emergence of the so-called refined oils. These industries claim that the refined oils, the cholesterol will be removed, so therefore you don't get any cardiovascular health issues, and aflatoxins are removed. And if you are old enough, if you remember the TV advertisements in 90s or late 80s, uh, they are we were brainwashed about these so-called refined oils. They're good for health and all. So now Dr. Khadar Valli says refined oils are slow poisons. Let us see why these refined oils are slow poisons in fact. So the refined oils extraction process involves like chemical process and also high temperature and high heat process. This is unlike the natural bull-driven method where there is no increase in temperature and also there is no increase in pressure beyond the necessity level. And although the industries employ different chemical methods to remove these chemicals, like deguming, deacidification, say decolorization, deiodization, although these processes are in place, in fact the chemicals are not fully removed. Moreover, most of these refined oils are packaged and distributed in these plastic containers. So therefore, when these plastic containers are exposed to bright light or sunlight, you will see the oxidization of these oils. So in fact, there is a conversation between Dr. Khadar Valli and his daughter, Dr. Sarala, about the details of the oil. And I have shared this YouTube link here. And in fact, you can simply search a conversation between Dr. Khadar and Dr. Sarala about the cooking oils. There is a comprehensive 1 hour video. If you want to watch this, you can watch it. So now we have seen why these refined oils are harmful, because these refined oils go through this chemical and heat-based processing, and these processes destroy the essential fatty acids, and therefore they generate the toxic compounds like trans fats and aldehydes. So if you are consuming these refined oils on a long-term basis, that will lead to cell damage and inflammation and also different metabolic diseases. For example, this diabetes, high blood pressure, PCOD, obesity, and even the cancer, because these chemical residues in the oils, or some of them are carcinogenic, so that will lead to cancer. So now, the true oils, in fact, they have the medicinal properties. If you see how the oils were extracted traditionally by this bull-driven method, the bull walks around this extractor and it will achieve the RPM of only 1 to 3, that is revolutions per minute. And also the wood that is used in these ghanis are a unique kind of wood, so it doesn't elevate the temperature of the oil when it is being extracted, and also it doesn't release any toxic chemicals into these oils. And also here, these oils are either stored in metal cans or in amber colored glass bottles, or even plain glass bottles, and also they will be wrapped with aluminum foil. So extraction by these methods will preserve all the natural antioxidants, omega fatty acids, and bioactive compounds. So now, Dr. Khadar Valli mentioned different uses of different oils in different protocols. I'll briefly touch upon. For children, for using different protocols, it is 1 to 2 teaspoon of oil is recommended with an empty stomach. And for adults, it is 1 to 2 tablespoon of oil is required. And if you are unable to consume the oil directly, then you can mix the oil with a little bit of warm water and you can drink it. And these are about 5 oils Dr. Khadar advocates for various protocols, which I'm going to talk about in which protocol, what kinds of oils are useful. Each oil should be used for 1 week. Say, for example, if you are starting with Niger seed oil, you take this oil for 1 week with empty stomach, and then next week coconut oil, sesame oil, and so on, and repeat the cycle. So here, for practical purposes, I get so many questions how to take these kashayam oils and ambali or with specific time gaps. So the practical tip I can give you is, in the first thing in the morning, you can take the oil and then you can prepare the kashayam, because the preparing of kashayam itself will take about 30 minutes. So therefore, once if you take the oil as the first thing in the morning, then you are automatically getting the gap of 30 minutes before the kashayam is ready for you to take. And then give 30 minutes gap, and then you drink ambali. After ambali, you need not wait for long. You can just wait for minimum of 5 minutes and maximum of 15 minutes, and then you can take your breakfast or meal made with millets. Next, what happens when we switch to Ghani oils from the refined oils? If you have been using refined oils all along so far, then your cell membranes health must have been affected. And if you are old enough, maybe you're already seeing some symptoms of this disease, such as dementia or that we talked about PCOD, obesity, and all these kind of things. So our body wants to remain healthy. So if we switch to Ghani oils even at this stage, the cell membranes will begin to repair itself and they try to regenerate. And also these bull-driven oils helps in reduction of systemic inflammation. For those of you not understanding what is systemic inflammation, this is the inflammation throughout the body, not specific to one particular area of the body. And the blood viscosity improves, so therefore the circulation become more efficient. And the nerve health, the myelin sheath becomes healthier with the use of these bull-driven oils. So therefore the nerve conductivity improves, and this aids in the recovery from neurological issues. For example, in Dr. Kadar's experience and in the patients that I follow, children who are given these oils, within few weeks we start seeing the benefits of children improving their eye contact and all. And I'll talk about this more in my coming slides. And also the gut lining will begin to heal, so that will help in boosting the microbiome and therefore a digestion. And for example, if you are taking ambali only to enhance your microbiome, but if your gut lining is not healthy because you are using these refined oils, then the absorption may not be efficient. So therefore, if you switch to these bull-driven oils, the lining will be improved, and therefore the gut microbiome will be better developed, and that will help in effective digestion. So these oils will eventually help in reversing these conditions such as fatty liver, hormonal imbalance both in males and females, especially if you have thyroid issues, and in women like PCOD and other gynecological issues, and lipomas and several autoimmune conditions. And again, I'm going to cover these things in my next slides. So now when I speak about these bull-driven oils, now I get these queries. I'm getting cold pressed oil, wooden pressed oils from supermarkets. I will use these. And these cold pressed oils is a misnomer. In English, there is no specific term to describe this bull-driven oil. So this term cold pressed oils are used very loosely. And in fact, the commercialization of these extraction methods have given rise to this mission process. Although these mission process employ wood extraction, but these are still not effective for therapeutic purposes, because the RPM cannot be achieved. The low RPM cannot be achieved. The 1 to 3 RPM is required. That can be achieved only with the bull-driven oil extraction method. So therefore, these oils are not as good as the bull-driven oils. The same thing applies to these machine oils. Just a few years ago, when there is no source of these bull-driven oils, in fact, we were using these oils, the extracted using the machines. In fact, I checked with Dr. Khadar Valli. He also says that these machine-driven oils are better than the refined oils, but still they are not as good as bull-driven oils comparatively. And these oils may be okay for cooking, but these oils will not be helpful for any protocol. Say, for example, if you want to recover from thyroid issues or PCOD or any issues that, or ADHD or any neurological issues, these oils will not help. Next, now the general question, by now you must all already thought about it. Anyhow, when we are cooking, the temperature is going to rise. So therefore, it will damage the quality of the oil anyhow. So therefore, that is the reason we have this seasoning process. There is a scientific reason behind this seasoning process. The seasoning process, once the oil is heated, the first thing you need to add is the mustard seeds, because heating of the oil generates free radicals, but adding the mustard seeds will release certain chemicals that will neutralize the free radicals. And the next sequence to seasoning is add the curry leaves. Again, it neutralizes the remaining free radicals which could not be achieved by the mustard seeds. And then if you follow the sequence, the mustard seeds first, then curry leaves, dry chilies, lentils, and at the last but one item as a turmeric, then again it enhances the quality and protects the quality of the oils. And if you are using the deep frying, then adding a pinch of tamarind to the oil, it again prevents the free radicals, and the tamarind absorbs the certain free radicals. And these methods are helpful only with bull-driven oils. If you cannot say, like, for example, oh, I'm using refined oils, but I'm following the scientific seasoning method, or I'm adding tamarind to the deep fried oil, then that is not going to work. This only works with the bull-driven oils. Next, what these natural oils have and refined oils do not have. So for I will discuss briefly about each and every oil. For example, this coconut oil, it has got lauric acid, and this coconut oil has got high smoking point. So that means it is suitable for deep fried items. And in Dr. Khadar Valli's protocols, this oil gets mentioned in several of the protocols. For example, the hormone imbalance protocols, thyroid issues, autism and ADHD, and skin issues. And again, I'm going to talk about the skin issues and all a bit later. So again, not only with the people following the protocols, for people who are not following any protocols also, this coconut oil can be used as hair oil, and it is a good laxative, and also it is a very good moisturizer to apply for the dry skin. And then the peanut oil, the resveratrol is a chemical that neutralizes the many toxic elements, and it works as an antibacterial, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, and anti-aging agent. Therefore, and this groundnut oil is recommended in several of the heart-related protocols. And apart from these protocols, this groundnut oil is the major oil that can be used for all purposes, general purpose cooking. So for example, coconut oil also is also good. If you don't like the flavor of the or smell of the coconut oil, you can revert to using the groundnut oil. Next is Niger seed oil. This is the hallmark in several protocols. This oil gets mentioned in each and every protocol. This oil has got linoleic acid, and maybe most of our generation are not aware of what it is Niger seeds. I do get asked these questions, what is the Niger seeds? And this oil plays very important role in regenerating the nerves and brain cells, and cleaning also. And also, therefore, this oil takes a priority in several of the nerve protocols in children, ADHD and autism, and also in adults, like, for example, dementia or the neurological conditions. And again, I'm going to cover those things in my next slides. And this can be used as a ghee, and especially in this country we don't get ghee, a good quality and natural ghee, so this oil is a very good substitute. And historically also this oil is very good for using chutney powders and all these things. And Dr. Khadar Valli mentions, although I'm not aware of this, it is used in different naivedyas, so that quality and the taste enhances. In fact, this is the scientific reason. When you go to temple, when you take the prasadam, it is expected to improve your health. Obviously, because it is prepared with Niger seed oil, it helps to improve our nerve development and nerve health. So therefore, the prasadam or naivedyam offered to God are considered very sacred. Next is soft flower oil, and this oil is very rich in polyunsaturated fatty acids. And if you're not liking any taste or flavor of the oil, this is the oil to go for, because the flavor is very neutral. And again, it has got high smoke point, therefore it is good for deep frying. And this oil is very good for lactating women. Next, the sesame oil, and this after nitrous oil, I would say this sesame oil it finds place in every protocol suggested by Dr. Khadar Valli. And this is rich in vitamin E, so therefore it is good for immunity building. And in conditions such as joint pains, arthritis, skin diseases, this oil takes the driver's seat. And Dr. Khadar recommends applying this oil on the affected skin areas, and again, which I'm going to talk about it a bit later. And for preparing the pickle, this oil takes the first place. And it has got antioxidant and anti-inflammatory, and it has got mention in Ayurveda and other traditional system of medicines. And for healthy people who are not following any protocols, this oil can be used as a very good moisturizer. And in fact, if you apply this oil to the skin and then soak in the sun, then it absorbs vitamin D very effectively, and therefore it helps in calcium metabolism also. Next, the castor oil. Although it is not specifically used in any protocols mentioned by Dr. Khadar Valli, but it is a very powerful laxative. If you are suffering from constipation, in fact, I helped several people with the castor oil because it is a very natural and very powerful laxative. And it is also a strong moisturizer. It can be applied to the joints and dry skin. And again, applying this and massaging the joints will help to relieve the pain. And this can be used as hair oil and helpful in the joint pains, which I already covered. So these are all the oils in a nutshell. Now I'll speak about the different protocols. For example, in children, the ADHD, autism, and several neurological disorders. And this is the just a screenshot from the Dr. Khadar Valli's protocol books. That is the coconut oil, sesame, Niger seed, soft flower oil. At least 3 oils out of these 4 are very essential for children. As I said, in fact, in my own experience, the patients I followed, within few weeks of giving these oils, we have seen children start improving. And in fact, Dr. Khadar has given several examples to me personally and in his talks also. But following this protocol, within 6 months, children started seeing the benefits, and their eye contact is fully restored. And even they passed high school and college with the high grades. And in every protocol, it is clearly states the oil should be from bull-driven oils, and they should not go for these refined oils or even the machine processed oils, or so-called the cold pressed oils. And these oils get mentioned in every woman health issues, that is endometriosis, PCOD, in hormonal issues, and fibroadenoma of breast. And at least 3 oils are recommended: the coconut oil, Niger seed oil, soft flower, and there is peanut oil. And then skin disorders. In skin disorders, the sesame oil is the hallmark. Dr. Khadar Valli strongly advocates applying these sesame oil onto the affected skin, ranging from the mild, say like psoriasis, eczema, the dry eczema, weeping eczema, and ichthyosis. And people who are not familiar what it is ichthyosis means, it is like you have the fish scales. So once you wake up from the bed, you will see accumulation of maybe a kilogram of these scales, like fish scales. That is called ichthyosis. And Dr. Khadar very confidently says he has treated hundreds of ichthyosis cases with the following these protocols. And also this vitiligo. Vitiligo also, when coupled with any homeopathic medicine, the applying sesame oil will give us very good results. And most of these skin disorders are autoimmune nature. So that means our own system acts against our own body cells. So that will lead to these skin disorders. So therefore, consuming these oils will help in these autoimmune conditions. And then the sesame oil finds its place yeah, in the joint pains like arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and even the autoimmune diseases, lupus or systemic lupus erythematosus. And applying the sesame oil to the joints and soaking in the sun will will help to absorb the vitamin D level, vitamin D. And also Dr. Khadar Valli recommends try to walk as long as possible by applying this oil and soaking in the sun. And these oils finds place in adults, especially who are suffering from Parkinson's or dementia, paralysis, or fits or seizures. So these three oils, the coconut oil, Niger seed oil, sesame seed oil, are recommended for these. And then other nervous system disorders, for example, snoring, stammering, and if people with hearing problems, and if people are suffering from sweaty hands or palms, and migraine, and also vertigo. In these conditions, also Dr. Kodravale recommends these oils, the coconut oil, sesame, and the Niger seed oil. And then for dissolving the stones in the internal organs, the soft organs like the kidneys, liver, pancreas, and gallbladder, these oils will help because these will act as a lubricant, and even these uh, stones can be eliminated from the body with the help because the oils act as a lubricants. And these oils are very important in several musculoskeletal disorders like muscular dystrophy, motor neuron diseases, multiple sclerosis, ankylosing spondylosis. The oils mainly required are coconut oil, sesame oil, and the safflower oil. And now you all can ask me about the costings. Yes, these oils are very expensive compared to the oil that we get in the supermarkets. If you just see some basic maths here, the supermarket refined oils that we get are nothing but the adulterated or mineral oils. These mineral, lot of mineral oil is generated as during the petrol and diesel refinery process. So these oils, instead of simply thrown away, these oils are acquired by the industries with cheap price, and they simply add these flavors to mimic like the so-called groundnut oil or coconut oil or whatever it is. And moreover, some of the animal fat also gets into it. Dr. Kodra has mentioned in some of his speeches in his recent visit. The leftover meat are boiled in at industrial scale. So this animal fat is mixed with the with these refined oils. In fact, that's how uh, this animal fat gotten into the Tirupati Laddu Prasadam as well. On the other hand, if you see the costings of the bull-driven oil, at least 3 kilos of seeds is required to extract 1 liter of oil, because the oil extraction efficiency is only 25 to 30%. Now you can make a guess or of the cost of this peanuts per kilo. So therefore, how much the 1 liter of oil requires the money to be spent. And also, especially the oil that we are getting here or manufactured or extracted in India, and they are exported here. So obviously you will involve the taxes, the local transport, and then the shipping costs. For example, this is my own experience. When I shipped 500 liters of oil, it costed me about 1,500 only for transportation itself. And But however, if you can see, you can spend 1 liter of 1 liter of oil per month, then it will be cost effective. And if you are still thinking that it is still expensive, then just think about how much you are spending when you go to a movie with a family or on your own. And again, in movies, you will be spending money, and you will be buying the unhealth, like you are buying your illness with the popcorn and fizzy drinks and all. And that is just if you're going for more than say one movie per month, just imagine. Whereas if you buy 1 liter of oil, it will last for 1 month for a reasonable sized family. Next, I will move on to the frequently asked questions. I get asked these questions very frequently, so you can relate this thing to yourself. I'm sure you all having these questions in your mind. The first question is, on this bull driven oils only necessary for people with health problems? In fact, they are needed for everybody. Of course, for people for health issues, they help in quick recovery. But for healthy people, you need to use this for general purpose cooking. So therefore, you will remain healthy. Otherwise, as I mentioned in my previous slides, the cell membranes gets damaged, and soon you will develop dementia or Parkinson's and all the nervous condition or the nervous system problems. So if you switch to these bull-driven oils now, at least your nervous system start repairing from now onwards, and you will remain healthy in your old age also. The next question is, can I use this bull-driven oil just for therapeutic purposes and continue to use the supermarket oils for everyday cooking because they are affordable? And if you follow this method, then you're not going forward in your health recovery. You're applying brake by yourself. Next, I'm currently healthy. Why should I consider switching to these traditional oils? This is simply because if you want to remain healthy even after your 40s, 50s, 60s, then it is better you switch to these oils at least now. It's not too late. The next question is, I'm already so and so years of old. Can these oils still support now health and help repair the existing damage? Yes, definitely, because the body always strives to remain healthy. Only we are supplying the bad fuel in the name of refined oils. If you supply the good fuel, the body wants to regenerate itself and then wants to remain healthy. And next question is, I plan to switch to bull-driven oils after finishing my current stock. Is that okay? So your current stock may last for say 1 month or 2 months. So that means you're prolonging exposure to these harmful substances. Why do you want to prolong your status of remaining unhealthy? And why do you want to start your journey much quicker? Next is, I already use olive oil, which is considered healthy. Do I still need to switch to bull-driven oils? But my question here is, olive oils are not extracted by bull-driven Ghana methods. They are still extracted by using the methods described by chemical process. Next, this is a very interesting question I receive from everybody. Oh, I get a Costco oil, coconut oil, which is very good, and I got a 5 liter of oil. I think that is good enough, or I'll switch to bull-driven oils once I finish the current 5 liters of oil. And again, these Costco oils are still not bull-driven oils. And again, here you're prolonging your chance to recover or become healthy. And the other narrative by industries is refined oils are good for heart health. So if so, we should see the decline in these cardiovascular conditions or other lifestyle diseases. But what we have seen is the reverse is true. But this is simply dismissed by the famous cardiologist. If you are not aware, Professor B.M. Hegde, he was the dean of Kasturba Medical College, Manipal. And if you can watch his videos in YouTube, and he describes the narratives, how they are set by the industries. And in fact, coconut oil, in fact, that helps in reducing the cholesterol level, and also it is equal to mother's milk. And this is told both by Dr. Professor B.M. Hegde and Dr. Khadar Valli as well. And now I'll give you some hints and tips of practical methods of handling these oils. These oils that we are getting from India are exported in the tins, metal tins. You can transfer them into glass bottles and then wrap them with aluminum foil. And after that, you can store them always in the cupboard so that it is protected from direct light and sunlight. So, and also you can only take one bottle at a time. So it is serving as a working stock and master stock. And coconut oil, most of the times it will remain in solidified conditions. You simply thaw this by putting it in a water bath and then transfer it into wide mouthed bottles so that you can use a spoon to access the oil. If you are using narrow mouthed bottles, then if they solidifies in the bottle, again you cannot access it. So therefore I recommend transferring it into wide enough mouth bottles and you can access it using the spoon. Next, the conclusions. Uh, you should go for Bull-Driven Ghani oils because they help in restoring the cellular membrane health and reduces the inflammation. If you are delaying your switch to Bull-Driven oils, you're simply prolonging exposure to dietary toxins. And you should always store these oils in glass bottles because in plastic or aluminum, they get aluminum bottles, they release toxins. And use these oils for all cooking purposes, not only for medicinal purposes. Thank you. So now we can take some questions, Dr. Rajani.
Thank you, Dr. Satya. That was a very good talk. Please, I'd encourage everyone to type your questions in the chat box so it will be easy to field the questions. We have a few already. So
Yep.
the first one is the effects like reduction of systemic inflammation, cell membrane repair, etc. Are these assumptions or evidence-based, or are these self-observed in small sample population?
Yeah. Dr. Khadar Valli is being an independent scientist. He has done all these experiments, and also it is not about the laboratory experiments. He has given in the real patients. So, for example, if you are suffering from ADHD or any or these neurological issues, this uses of these oils has benefited. So there are so much of practical experience by Dr. Khadar Valli. So instead of going for lab-based experiments in one or two cells or cell cultures, we have real-world examples.
Exactly. Sometimes we have to take the trials with a pinch of salt as well, and these are real life stories.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, hello, will the slides be shared? If not, please share the slides with the oil. That's the question.
Yeah, these slides, let me see, we can share. I will try to put this in the YouTube channel so everybody can have access to that.
Is there a way to get olive oil that is healthy for you?
No, when we have options for these natural oils, especially if you're coming from Asian background, olive oils is not suitable for your body. Maybe if you are a European origin, then the olive oil is for you. When we have very good oils like options of five, six oils already, why do you want to go for olive oil? And if you want me to answer specifically to your question, the answer is no, I don't have any access to these bull-driven olive oils.
Okay. Are wood-pressed oils as good as bull-driven oils? I seem to have missed this point if it was already explained.
Yeah, it was already explained. Uh, the wood pressed oils, they are still run by the machines. So the RPM cannot be achieved. The low RPM that is required is 123 RPM. Whereas with the available current technology, we cannot achieve such a low RPM. So therefore, they are not equivalent to bull-driven oils. They are still better than the refined oils, but they are not comparable to bull-driven oils, especially if you are want to use for therapeutic purposes, then they are not useful. It may be okay for general purpose cooking.
Are the cans aluminium? Is that why we need to transfer it to glass bottles?
No, they are not aluminum, they are metal tins, stainless steel tins. So, and again, the glass bottles are better than steel. So for transportation purposes, we are using these metal cans because glass bottles are not allowed for shipping purposes. If they allow also, it costs again additional money. So therefore, we are transporting in metal cans. In fact, we keep the oils in metal cans only. But if you still want to prolong the shelf life of oils even further, then you can transfer it to glass bottles and then use as a master stock, working stock, and keep them protected from the direct light.
Okay. Oil in the UK.
Yeah, that is the main purpose of the talk here. I sourced these oils and expected that Khadar Valli's visit will create awareness and people will be asking me. I have recently shipped these oils and I have good stock of groundnut oil and coconut oil. And also I can provide small quantities of sesame oil and Niger seed oil, because especially for people requiring for protocols like ADHD or neurological conditions, the sesame oil and these Niger seed oils are important. So I can supply these oils as well. I already supplied to a few people. I'm sure some of them are already in this. I can see there is one question in the chat. Is avocado oil is good? Avocado,
Okay.
you can eat as the avocado fruit. No need to go for oil. The oil, the eating a whole fruit is better than going for the oil.
There's a few more questions coming up. What are the minimum number of days Ambali has to be taken?
Yeah, Ambali, I will prepare another talk, but because it's a general question, the Ambali, you should, to start seeing the result, you should take for at least 6 to 8 weeks. And then this Ambali is not like a prescription. It should be the staple food for every day, so that you are replenishing your probiotics every day.
How to use Niger seed oil for autism, please?
Yeah, there's I have the slide. You give the oil 1 to 2 teaspoon if it is a young child, or if it is a bit grown up child, you can give 1 tablespoon, 1 to 2 tablespoon of oil with an empty stomach, and at least wait for minimum 30 minutes before going giving the kashayam or any ambali.
Um, the minimum number of days we have to take the oils.
So each oil should be taken for 1 week, and cycle should be repeated. And it, depending on the severity of the conditions, it takes from say 6 months to up to 2 years for seeing the tangible results.
If I'm living in the UK, shouldn't I aim to ease my body to transition into food available here? If so, are there native sources for any fatty acids in the UK?
Yeah, again, the question is, although you may be living in the UK, but your genes are still from elsewhere, isn't it? Yeah. In fact, if we can start extracting the produce from local, like say, for example, if the groundnut are grown in the UK and we can extract the oil, so that will be the best option. That's true. The food that we should consume should be from local, within 40 kilometers area, as Dr. Valli briefly described. But we don't have the availability now, so we are still relying from the sources from India.
What is the protocol for autism, please? High level points are fine, please.
Yeah, autism, the three oils are important. That is the Niger seed oil, that is a must, then coconut oil, and then the sesame oil, and also the kashayams. And also, I'll plan another talk exclusively on autism protocol. And in the meantime, you can reach out to me. You have my contact number, or you can reach out to me by WhatsApp, and I can explain the protocol.
What is the good source for vitamin D in UK? As most of us are Indian origin, we may have issues with this deficiency.
Yeah, now it is a summer. You take the opportunity, you apply the sesame oil to the body, and then take a sun bath, or just go for a walk and do some gardening activity. Or in other seasons, like in winter or autumn season, the best thing is you buy the mushrooms now, dry them in the sun, and store them. So these you can use these mushrooms as a good source of vitamin D in winter periods.
Okay, with these oils, can we use ghee? I think it is. Can we
Yeah.
make ghee with this oil?
It's not we make ghee from these oils. The Niger seed oil is a very good substitute for ghee. That is what I mentioned in my presentation also. These oils are used in temple prasadams as an Ayurvediums also. So that means these are helping to improve our nervous health. So therefore, the prasadams are considered sacred. In fact, you can use sesame oil also as a ghee, but again, depends on your preference. There's nothing forbidden from using any of these oils as a substitute for ghee.
So again, we have questions. So direct contact with producers and method of production in the UK is recommended.
Yeah, in fact, the oil that we source from is from a scientist. His name is Dr. Ravi. He was in the UK till 2022. He was a scientist in Newcastle University, and he was inspired by Dr. Khadar Valli, and he went back and then he established these wooden ghanis. In fact, we collaborate on this, and I visited his Ghanis personally, and I know it is a trusted source. And in fact, he has given a talk for us about a few months ago, and maybe we can invite him again so that he's basically a chemistry scientist, so he can go deeper into the subject if needed.
Kindly provide the contact number for reaching out for specific questions. So,
Yeah, if you're not in my WhatsApp group, join the WhatsApp group. Otherwise, I'm giving my number in the chat, so you can reach out to me.
yeah. How long and why will we prolong the adaptation required if it is inevitable?
Sorry, I didn't understand this question.
I get it. More, how long and why will we prolong the adaptation required if it is inevitable? Uh, Maybe you can please unmute, Anbuji, unmute yourself. I'll explain your question if that's okay.
Hi. I just have a question. So, if like if I'm living in the UK, my body is eventually gonna adapt to the foods here, and by consuming these oils, am I not like delaying what is supposed to happen eventually?
So, in fact, these oils are worldwide. These foods are worldwide, and only that more recently people started using, say, these olive oils. Olive oils are mainly grown in Italy and other alpine regions. We are not living in alpine regions. Also, it is relatively closer to us compared to India, but still, our bodies are more used to these other product like groundnut or Niger seed oil or sesame oil. Sesame oil, these are all grown worldwide, in fact.
No, it's sorry. It's not just about olive oil. I'm just like genuinely curious about every food source that is available in the UK.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, yeah, that is a good thing. If you can find the source locally, that is the best thing. But thing is now with the globalization, we are not finding that. We are having the kiwis from New Zealand to here and other things like if you have the local producer, that is the best thing.
Local producer, like it should be reliable and unprocessed,
Yeah.
all those conditions to
So,
be met.
in your knowledge, what is the source of oils locally? I mean, in the UK, is it groundnut or any other seeds? If you identify that, if you get the oils from those things, yeah, that is the best thing.
There's a
Also,
HAL.
one more thing.
Yeah.
Is rapeseed oil like I think the rapeseed oil is like an okay oil, but it doesn't have like any good things in it. It's just like a filler for other oils.
Yeah.
And that's the only like oil I know that is sourced locally
Yeah.
from the UK. Is there like any like other ways for me to get like fatty acids?
I'm aware of this. Rapeseed oil, it may be okay, as you said, but for like topping ups or seasoning. But for therapeutic purposes, the other oils are not tried. And these are tried and tested for the past 30 years. Dr. Khadar Valli has given to several thousands and hundreds of thousands of patients. So he has seen the results. So we know these oils works. The rapeseed oil, maybe it may have some good qualities, but we haven't, Dr. Khadar Valli hasn't tried these oils. So we can't comment on that.
No, sorry, I'm not talking about like only like oils or rapeseed oil in general. I mean, I don't know about rapeseed oil either. I just say it because it's the only locally sourced oil I know.
Yeah.
I'm just asking, like, is there any other way of me getting fatty acids, not just from oils, but like other like avocados and whatnot?
Yeah, I think we already covered this. Avocado is a very good natural oil, plant-based oil. Yes, that is. And also you have the seeds like linseed oil and these kind of oils. And even just having sesame oil seeds in as a toppings in curries and all, this will give you.
Dr. Hari from Birmingham.
Yeah.
Great talk, Dr. Satya. I just have still concerns with the coconut oil consumption.
Yeah.
Even though lots of these dietary scientists in India are promoting, and even Dr. Hegde,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of scientific evidence if you see
Mhm.
online. And I also worked in Kerala, where we're very young. There's a lot of consumption in with coconut oil. If you see their CABG patients, the plugs and things are too thick. And also there is a circulation article in 2000 which clearly says you should be quite cautious. It's a very big systematic review and also analysis of coconut oil. So if you're consuming coconut oil, I think you should be a bit cautious with the amount of LDL and HDL ratios. So I'll be cautious with promoting coconut oil as a one of the dietary source of fatty acids. It's a comment, but and the coconut oil as a like a source of food, I think I'll be a bit cautious. There's a lot of evidence now that it's not a great for cardiac health.
Yeah, I mean, to general, I didn't see the systematic review, so therefore I cannot specifically comment on that. But I can just make some more general comments. The systematic review, it looked at the other parameters also, what they were consuming and their dietary habits. So for example, this in therapies that we are recommending here, it is just taking for 1 to 2 teaspoon of oil per day, and that also it is not every day. It is for a week, and then you switch to different oil. But you compare with the amount of junk food and the amount of unhealthy fat that is going into your body, and through cooking, like using the refined oils, if you just compare these two, that itself answers the question here. The amount of oil we're consuming is very, very tiny compared to the this trans fats we are getting through the junk foods and through cooking oils and all.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I note this point. In fact, yeah, we can have a healthy discussion about this, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay. We have another hand up, Rajesh ji, if you want to ask a question, please.
Oh, hello. On the coconut front, actually, I have been consuming lots of coconut for a very long time, eating coconut and also coconut oil, although it's not been Ghani press, which I can do from now on. And my cholesterol readings, my HDL, which is the good cholesterol, has been very high. Even the doctors were surprised how good it was. And the bad cholesterol was very low. And I attribute this to coconut. If you actually do research on the net, you'll find coconut actually helps, not hinders. That's my personal experience.
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, we have several examples like this, following protocols that improved their in the healthy fats. So, I mean, again, this is going to be an endless discussion if we keep about talking about this evidence, your paper versus my paper and all. Yeah.
My doctor just would like to know one thing. Could you talk about virgin olive oil and cold pressed rapeseed oil, please?
Yeah, as I said, I think you already covered this. Cold pressed rapeseed oil. This is not a bull-driven oil, and I also mentioned what is this cold pressed oil is a big misnomer. If you haven't remembered the slide, maybe I'll share the slide, my presentation again. You see this, the cold pressed term, there is a misnomer, and if they are extracting the oils by using these machines, that is still called as cold pressed. And with these machines, you can't achieve the low RPM of 1, 2, 2, 3 RPM with the current technology. So therefore, it is not actually the bull-driven oil. And even the same thing applies to these mission-driven oils as well. If it is extracted by bull-driven, maybe it may have some medicinal properties. And again, as I said, that oil has not been tested by Dr. Khadar Valli.
Last question.